what would be the closing costs and taxes associated with that closing?
Very important point. We want to buy an aligned department in property.
In real estate.
In real estate, we need to think about how much is the cost when I buy, obviously the price, but in fees, in duties, it's around 6%, 7% for the value of the property.
Okay.
In the example,
For
in
closing
number
costs.
100, if you buy a land for 100,000, it's 7,000. It's an average. In some special cases, can be a little more. In another, can be a little less. But it's the average.
Okay.
We can explain the breakdown part of the taxes, because in Mexico, when you buy something, you need to pay taxes for that. It's
Right.
like a buy taxes, notary fees, legal fees, administration fees. Another very important point here is all the sales needs to be through the notary.
That's another difference that is from other countries. We have seen that the biggest difference in our case is that there's just a limited amount of notaries. That's also different. Not everyone can be a notary. Here, being a notary, it's a special,
You got to
thing.
be certified.
You got to
by
be certified.
the federal
Exactly.
government.
Yes, and there's just a limited number also here. And for example, in Yucatan, there used to be only 100. Now that's a little bit more. But what I'm saying is that you have to go to a public notary. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way that you can buy any real estate. And we
Right.
really need to say this because some scams can be done saying that there is, a private contract that you can buy through a private contract, and that doesn't work here. You need to go to a public notary.
Okay.
Just the promise of purchase contract, which is the first step. If you want to acquire land, and you're completely sure that you want this real estate, you can sign the promise of purchase, but this is just the first step. Then you go to acquiring the land, which is through a public notary, and yeah.
We saw sad examples when these good people try to explain that you can transmit without a notary. That is impossible. I saw in some cases, this is not a good, it's not a good way. Just always when you make the close, is with a notary, and when Natalia says, maybe in the process, a prepayment agreement, or something like that, can be like individuals, in my office, but the close is always under the notary.
Right. So a lot of buyers in the process, they look at maybe some pre-sale construction, pre-sale that's being built. So you can't close on that property with a public notary until you have the deed and title and it's totally finished, right? So you have a promissory agreement. And in that promissory agreement, you've got penalties for both parties if they don't deliver on time. Now, at delivery, you've got physical and legal delivery of the property. That's when we will close with a public notary, okay? It's super important. It's the only way to do it.
Exactly, and maybe, like you explained, I try to be more specific, because it's a good advice, believe me. If you come here and you looking for something, whatever, repeat departments, lands, whatever. My recommendation is you make a due diligence. Not the close, is
Before.
Prior. Right.
Before, because signature, like my signature, like my
Your
office,
firm, yeah.
we can make that service. What we do previously, just let me know what you want to do. I claim for that paper, and we check everything, register, license. If everything is okay, I will tell you and transmit everything is clear. But if not, I tell you too, because it's very important to have a safety back.
Of course. You will provide with a title report on the property that they're interested in and give a green or a red light.
Exactly.
Correct. We have
Exactly.
a lawyer with that expertise. We can go in all the public register. It's a due diligence. It's a very, very complete.
It's and it's also really complex maybe for someone that doesn't know and or just wants to come invest here. We're not going to go into details because our firm, what my dad's mentioning is that we have a whole list of documentation that we need to check one by one to make sure that the real estate that you're interested in is really worth it.
Right.
And
Clear
not
of
even
any
an
liens
appraisal.
and
And,
encumbrances and, okay.
Yeah.
No, and another very important point, and I love to put examples. You can transmit what you want. You come to my office, and maybe you explain me, Roberto, I want this land because I want on a golf court. Okay? Maybe all the lands is correct. Have all the license, the register is correct, but maybe it can be federal for the state regulations. Maybe in that land you cannot build a golf court.
Right.
Because we have natural resources. A lot of examples. The problem no is the land. The problem what I can do in that land.
Right,
This
right.
is another.
There's an
very
archaeological site or
That's
something
Exactly.
like that.
You know,
right.
here we have a ruins. Every day we find another one, and this is like a hole in middle of your land.
Right.
But we can check.
Or
If
maybe
we
a
have
cenote or something
cenotes,
like that. The sinkholes.
it's very important. First, okay, everything is fine, perfect. But the second problem here is, can I do my business there? You can explain us, and we check. And in our due diligence, we put everything yes, no,
Yeah.
yes, no.
Because in our firm, we, as we're saying, I'm a lawyer, he's an accountant. We have both sides that you don't have in all of the firms. We have
Right.
the law side and the tax side, which are really interrelated with each other. So
Right.
it's really important to have both really clear before making a
Nice.
decision.